Okay, now as I have probably been mentioned in class recently, if you're watching this video, that's probably what I've been doing. We have a tournament coming up shortly. So you're probably looking at this video to refresh yourself on what to say when you go to a tournament to introduce your kata. And that's what I'm going to cover right now. But I'm not just going to cover the introduction. I'm also going to cover bowing in and different things that you want to be sure that you do. All right? So let's talk about this. When you go to do a kata at a tournament, it is the judge's first and possibly last time they're going to see you that day. So when you begin your kata and when you end your kata, it's very important that you do it as strong and as forceful and confident as possible, because you want to set a good impression when you start, and you want to leave them with that last impression being of a very strong kata, a very strong karate practitioner. All right? You want to look as sharp as you can. That goes all the way down to how you dress. Don't have your uniform all hanging out and your belt crooked. Make sure everything's lined up. In fact, I'm going to show you where you should do that when you're getting ready. All right, so I want you to imagine you're at a tournament, okay? There's a ring. You've got a couple of judges sitting out over here in chairs. You might be a little nervous, but that's why we're going through this, to go ahead so you can keep reciting it over and over in your head so you won't make a mistake. You'll be sitting at the sidelines of the kata, more than likely kneeling down. All right, I'm just going to kneel down right here. Do me a favor. Remember, they're not just looking at you when you're in the ring. They're also going to be looking at you when you're sitting down. You do not want to be that student who's not paying attention, the student who's looking all over the place. Whether you're sitting like this or sitting your legs crossed, doesn't matter. Just make sure you're paying attention. Another reason is because if that person in the ring is doing something like maybe a weapon kata or sparring, they might get knocked out of the ring, or they might swing their weapon and get too close to you and actually hit you. I've seen it happen. So you want to pay attention to what's going on around you when you're in these particular tournaments and things like that. So here you are, you're sitting. You'll normally have a number of some type. They might even have your name, but normally it's just your number. A judge will call your number, all right? Competitor number 3, you're up, that's you, okay? And they will give you a heads up most of the time. They'll say, competitor 2, you're up. Competitor 3, you're on deck. That just means you're the next person to go. So you know you're getting ready to go. He finishes his kata or she finishes her kata. They turn around and they get ready to bow. And as soon as you see them finish, go ahead and hop on up. I want you to turn away from the ring, fix your uniform, get nice and sharp, and get prepared. They're going to finish. They've talked to the judges. They're going to back out. And if they know what they're doing, they should turn, face you, and they're going to bow at you. I want you to bow at the same time to them. And you're going to enter the ring. Okay, as you do, they're going to exit the ring on the opposite side. You're going to walk up to about the center of the ring and just turn, all right? And then you're going to walk all the way up to face the judges. And when I say up to face the judges, I mean you're going to be right in their face, all right? I'm going to walk up nice and strong, just all the way up, stomping all the way up there. You want to look nice and confident as you walk up. Don't look at the floor. Don't look up at the ceiling. Don't play with your belt. Just mean, look at them like you're there, and they better not even mess with you. And when you get up there, get right in their face, all right? I joke in class and I say, you want to be so close to them that they can smell what you ate for breakfast, all right? On your breath. That's how close. Once you're right there. You're going to get right in front of them. You're going to walk right up. You're going to bow again. You're going to step out nice and strong. And you're not going to look at just one judge. You're going to look at each one. And I can tell you, it's tough looking at people in the eyes, so don't do that. Look right at their forehead. They can't tell the difference, and you're not looking at their eyes, so it won't make you as nervous. Stare right at their foreheads. I want you to turn your head from side to side as you introduce yourself. And this is how it's going to look, all right? I'm going to go ahead and do it one time strong, and then I'll repeat it slowly for you. So you're going to walk up, you bow. Judges, my name is Frank Beal. I represent Frank Beal's U.S. Thai Karate. With your permission, I will be doing Thai Go 1 Kata. May I begin? And about that time, one of the judges will nod to you. Again, you're going to bow. And don't turn your back. You're going to start walking away. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's talk about why you bowed. When you came up, bowing is just like a handshake. So the first time you met these judges, you want to walk up nice and strong and shake their hands. But since we don't shake hands that much in karate, we're going to bow, all right? And when you go to leave, after you've done talking to somebody, you're like, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for talking to me. You're shaking hands again as you go to leave. Same thing with bowing as you walk away from the judges. It's respect, all right? Now, what do you say, though? You say who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, and ask for permission, all right? That's been a mainstay with me for, past 20 years. So that always worked good for me. Mr. Kimmy told us to do that, and I think this is what I want you to do as well. So who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, and can you have permission? So I step out. Judges, my name is. Say your name. I represent. Now, you're from my school, so I hope so. If not, that's cool. But you're in my school, you would say Frank Beals, U.S. Thai Karate. I know technically the sign outside says North Augusta Martial Arts, but this is the karate portion of that school, so that's why we say it that way. If you can't remember what to say, it's on the wall right there, Frank Beals, U.S. Thai Karate. And if you really freeze up, glance down real quick. I hope you can read upside down because it might be on your patch. I don't have one on mine today, but you should have one right there on your chest, right here on the left-hand side. So I represent Frank Beals, U.S. Thai Karate. Judges, my name is, I represent Frank Beals, U.S. Thai Karate. I will be doing, and say the name of your kata. I said Tai-Go 1 earlier. Yours might be Tai-Go 1 or Tai-Kyoku 2 or Pinan 1 or Anaku. It's just whichever kata you're doing, all right? Then you can say, with your permission, may I begin? Or you may just say, may I begin? That's one thing to remember. There's not an exact way of saying it. As long as you introduce yourself properly, tell them where you're from, tell them what you're doing, and ask for permission, no one's going to be upset with you. So that's an easy way to do it right there. Judges, my name is Frank Beal. I represent Frank Beals, U.S. Thai Karate. I will be doing Tai-Kyoku 1 kata. With your permission, may I begin? And just wait. So one of the judges will nod to you. If they don't, just stand there. Sooner or later, somebody will. As soon as they nod, you bow again. You back up. But don't go all the way out of the ring this time. You back up until where you think you should be. And if you've been practicing, you should know exactly how many steps you need to take backwards to be at that perfect spot. We'll cover this in class when we're talking about this. But that perfect spot that you need to be in so your kata is really close to the judges, but not so close that you bump into them. When you get to that spot, you relax. Usame. You start your kata. You do your kata. You finish it nice and strong, and when you're done, you bow again, and you stand here, and you wait. And as soon as the judges have shown you your scores and got everything tallied up, one of them will wave to you that you can go, and you'll hear them. Competitor number 4, you're up next. So you'll bow, you'll back on up, you'll get right next to competitor number 4 in the middle of the ring, you'll turn, face them, bow to them, you'll back on up some more, and when you get to the edge of the ring, remember, don't turn your back to judges. That's disrespectful. When you get to the edge of the ring, you'll bow one last time, step out, and then you can relax finally, all right? So that's how you would introduce yourself at a tournament and what you should expect. If you're considering going to a tournament and you've never been before and you're just super nervous, you may just want to go and watch your first time. But sooner or later, you have to have your first tournament, so there's no reason this one can't be it. Just remember, everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry if you make a mistake or you mess up or you forget something. Everybody does. It's whether or not you stop when you make a mistake. If you forget your name, keep going. You forget your kata's name, keep going. You forget the moves to your kata, keep going. All right? You'll look better than somebody who stops and has to restart. So whatever you do, there's no real mistakes you can make other than stopping. Just keep going, bow, and you're done. All right? We'll go through your katas in class. We'll get you ready for the tournament. But this is something you're going to have to do. Memorize what to say so when you're up in front of the judges, you can properly introduce your kata and hopefully come home with a trophy and maybe a first place or second place prize. Have fun. and don't forget to practice. Very important.